Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, man, it don't work without you guys. You know, I'm here at my day job, because they always tell me, don't quit your day job, because there ain't nothing here for you on YouTube. Now, I gotta tell you, happy Friday, but I had a guy yesterday, probably somebody new. He came in and said, you know, you are not ESPN. Look at this old dude trying to be like that. And you know, in some regards, I'm glad I'm not ESPN or Fox Sports and things, because I gotta tell you, some of the stuff that they do, it's just bad. It's just way, way bad. You know, I think about when Des Bryant was trying to get paid, that we heard that there might be a tape out there 10 times worse than Ray Rice. And they literally sullied his name. Now, there was never any tape found, but you never heard anybody go back through and say, you know what, we got that wrong. Didn't happen. So they go through and they do these things, and there's no recourse. There's nothing is ever said or changed about it. And this is where we are right now, not with anybody at the Cowboys, but you had Doug Gottlieb, who is in essence just a shock jock. His thing is to come out with just some wild, crazy ass stuff that makes you click on it. And this is what he was talking about with Haskins from the Redskins. He went out there and said that, you know, there's concern about the Redskins that, Haskins couldn't get the plays together and they think he's dyslexic, and end quote. He's not. And it's making you think that, oh my God, if you're dyslexic, you're stupid. Well, I got to tell you, the only person that's stupid out there is Doug Gottlieb. Because here's the thing. I'm dyslexic. They didn't find out until, I was like in high school and things. And it's not about mental intelligence. What it's about is what you see versus how it's registered in the brain. For example, for me, growing up, 3s and 5s, they always looked reverse. C's and E's, D's and B's. And a lot of times you guys will say, man, you're a freaking idiot, because you'll see a title and it doesn't make sense. In my mind, I knew what I was writing, but somewhere between the translation, it got lost. That's dyslexia. And if you think that only stupid people have dyslexia, well, you're a little bit wrong, because there's a lot of very intelligent and creative people in the world that are. I mean, you can look at David Bowie. You can look at Branson, the guy who's got Virgin Airlines and all that. You can look at President Woodrow Wilson. You can look at the greatest of all times, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, Muhammad Ali. There's tons of actors and actresses, Whoopi Goldberg and things. And the greatest scientific mind in the world that the world has ever seen, Albert Einstein, dyslexic. So before you start going through and throwing shade at people and trying to belittle them and get headlines and get clicks, before you go through and insult people, know what you're talking about. Because see, for me, I mean, you guys, it's up to you to decide if I'm intelligent or not. I can tell you, every show that I do, there's never a script. It all comes from right here. In fact, when I have to read something to you guys, you'll notice I'll stutter, I'll get things backwards, because that's the dyslexia kicking in. But I gotta tell you, let me tell you a quick story here, because there was a job that was being done at the American Indian Museum. It's the Oneida Nation statue. If you ever go to the American Indian Museum, go by and see this thing, because it's really cool. This project was in the works for 7 years. Well, planning for 7 years. And they had to build this bulkhead that was curved and tapered and had to go onto the original walls, which are also curved with a 1-inch reveal on them. Inside of these things, all the wiring had to go in for 3 projectors and all this lighting. It had to be able to vent. It was a nightmare. And they had 3 companies that came in to go ahead and build this piece. First 2 were like, nah. Third one started, spent a whole bunch of time on it, and gave up. They called me and said, you work with crazy stuff. Is there anything you can do? And I looked at the plans and I said, what you got here is not going to work. And so I got a meeting with the architect and I said, listen, this shit ain't going to fly. The architect, 3-piece suit, got his engineering degree, been to architect school, designed all kinds of stuff for the Smithsonian and things. And I say, here's what we can do to make this thing work. Boom, 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 boom. And he's just looking at me like, okay. So he went back to design it up. By the time he got the designs to me, I already had it built because I built it from here. When I go through a job, I'm not having, I can use plans, but I see it in my mind, which is something that's very, very creative, and I'm dyslexic. So I'm saddened by what I see as far as sports talk is now. When ESPN came out, it was like, oh my God, they had great people that actually knew about the sports and actually talked about it. And now it's all turned into a reality show where it's not about getting the story right. It's about who's the loudest and who can say the craziest thing that everybody will be talking about. And it's not about doing the right thing for individuals. See, now you've gone out. Now you got people thinking, oh, Haskins is stupid. Or you've got people thinking, oh, people with dyslexia, they're stupid. Well, no, they're not. But then again, here I am, a guy who's doing construction work, so be that as it may. But I take offense to Doug Gottlieb. And I really say the only stupid person out there is him. All right, I got some tile to do. I'll talk to you guys later.